Welcome to Treehouse. You can find us on the internet at www.treehouse.red. Today is Tuesday, August 31st, 2021, and joining us today is Margot Kimball. Margot is the founder of the Village Art Room in West Concord, and I believe that she has some exciting news to share about her passion project today. So Margot, if you haven't already done so, you can unmute yourself, and you should also be able to do a screen share as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Eric. And hello to everybody in our big, beautiful treehouse. It's an honor to have your time and your attention. And of course, thank you, Eric, for putting this together. And especially thank you for sharing that book, Give and Take. I have read it, and it's really actually made a big difference to me. It has given me confidence to keep my project going despite my personal limitations. So I'm a visual artist who has dabbled in community organizing, but I did not know anything about business, running a nonprofit, organizational structures, fundraising, any of that stuff. But I did vaguely know, so I knew that I didn't know that stuff, but I was determined to see more art being made by more people and more opportunities for making connections and community in West Concord. So 3 years ago, I decided to turn my biggish 600 square foot studio into a community art space called the Village Art Room with an outreach program called Art for All. And now I will share my screen if I can. Here we go. I got it. There we are. Did that work? No, now you see it. So Art for All. Sorry, I just have to move some things around here on my screen. So I'm on the wrong slide. That's my problem. I'm going all the way back to the beginning. With the help of friends, family, and some local businesses, we renovated my studio and held the first events in January of 2014. Our mission is to improve lives and enliven the community through creative projects for people of all abilities and circumstances. Our basic values are belonging. People need to feel connected and part of a bigger whole. Inclusion, everybody belongs. Purpose, people need work that brings meaning and has purpose. Creativity, working creatively and experiencing creative work brings joy. And joy is essential for mental and physical health. In my usual fashion of doing things backwards, after we opened the art room, I started researching business development and community organizing. I came across a report from 2010 by Gallup for the Knight Foundation called The Soul of the Community. I was greatly relieved to find out that I may as well have been inspired by this research. It validated what I had instinctually believed and the direction that I'd already begun. So briefly, this study finds a significant correlation between the attachment of residents to the community and a community's economic growth and resiliency through economic troubles. My Mac is about to go to sleep. Can you help plug that in? Thanks. That's my daughter back there being my tech support assistant. Thank you, Claire. So what forms attachment? Each year for 3 years, Gallup conducted interviews with 400 adults in 26 communities, nearly 14,000 each year. They wanted to find out what characteristics of a town are most important in forming attachments. And their assumption at the beginning of this study was that it was going to be jobs, education, and safety at the top of the list. But the results were clear and very consistent. In every single community, the 3 top factors that people identified as mattering the most to them were aesthetics, physical beauty, social offerings, the opportunities for social interaction and citizen caring, and openness, how welcoming the community is to different people. Well, Art for All is a major attachment generator. On the number one, aesthetics. In our 2.5 years or so, we've made 2 large outdoor murals and many temporary displays inside of businesses and restaurants. This one that you're looking at now is the second mural in what is planned as a series of 5. It's called Our Art Scramble 2, Our Local Farms, and it's on the side of Saltbox Kitchen, a restaurant. Literally hundreds of community members contributed to or were directly affected by the making of this mural, including the 137 artists who painted 299 tiles, the people who distributed the materials, collected the tiles, the sign makers who put it together and put it up, and the people portrayed in the mural who are associated with 6 farms that are depicted. The businesses that displayed parts of the mural as well, while it was being made, they displayed parts of the mural in their windows. And now thousands of residents and visitors get to enjoy it. Attachment number 2, social offerings, opportunities for social interaction and citizen caring. Before COVID shut things down, we had weekly workshops and drop-in times, as well as birthday parties offered at market rate. We will cautiously start those up again in mid-September. We've also had numerous art-making events done through sponsorships and donations. These have taken place in the studio, in other businesses and outdoor spaces like the one you're looking at now, Paint a Shirt event in the summer of 2019, where we were doing silk screening. Often these events offer people the chance to contribute to public artworks and displays. People love this. It has been so fun to see the delight they take in making something that will be seen alongside other artwork and which might possibly even make a little money for the Art for All program. That is meaning, purpose, connection, and belonging, all in a pretty painted package. To give you an example, in February of 2020, just before the pandemic lockdown, we had a Valentine's show at the ice cream shop, Reasons to be Cheerful. 60 people had made nearly 200 Valentines, and we raised over $700 from Valentines. Item 3, open to all people. This has been such a joy to achieve. An arts program that reaches an enormous range of people, often at the same event. I take great pleasure in seeing high school students sitting with seniors and a family with small children sharing a table with adults with cognitive differences. Including people with cognitive differences is a particular focus of ours. They've come to us through weekly workshops with Minuteman Art, as well as the launch program at the local high school, or they've come on our own. Some of our main volunteers are people with cognitive differences. That covers the top 3 factors that engender attachment to community. But I want to mention one more major characteristic of Art for All, which is not on the Gallup poll list, but it's a no-brainer for contributing to economic resilience. We collaborate with local businesses and organizations at every turn. The bakery, the pharmacy, the galleries, art store in Concord Center, the Conservatory of Music, the library, and the list goes on and on. We're everyone's friend. We're here to raise all boats, as the saying goes. One of my favorite things we do is to participate in the village's, West Concord Village's 2 yearly festivals. For the last one, Spring into West Concord Junction, our volunteers, both those with cognitive differences and those without, side by side, made these enormous paper flowers, mixed media flowers, that hung in the store, in the windows of 20 stores. And you can see 2 of them here in this picture, and I've got a few behind me there. 90 people participated in the scavenger hunt that was associated with that, and 24 stores, restaurants, and organizations donated prizes. It was a big success. And that was during COVID. It was also very designed around the COVID issues. So we've kept going throughout all of that. So what does this awesome community art program need? How might Treehouse folks help? One of my advisors told me not to have more than 3 asks or I would lose my audience. So I will just say, if you're curious about an area that's not mentioned and that you have an interest in, please feel free to ask me, because who knows, we might need that too. I'm very happy to converse. Here are our top 3 greatest desires at this time. One is marketing and promotion. I'm doing most of this with help from high school students who are getting community service hours. And, we're getting by, but we would love some help from people with experience. 2 would be someone to help with development. That would be awesome. We're just now actually making our way towards becoming an official 501c3 so that we can do more, we can get more help through grants and and donations. We'd love to have an actual fundraising guru sort, but someone who just does grant writing would also be fabulous. And that does have the potential for making some income for the person. And then my number 3 right now, and it's kind of a pie in the sky dream, but I'm going to throw it out there into the universe anyway, because this is the Treehouse. I would like to find an administrator, a CEO, a president. I'm not even sure what the title would be for this whole beautiful Art for All business program, so that I can get a demotion and be the artistic director with a boss. And that would be super cool. So those are my 3 asks for today. And that's my whole presentation. I think I came well under 12 minutes. And now I got to stop sharing my screen, right? Is that the next thing?
Sure. That was excellent. Thank you very much for that. And thank you for coming with a very, very specific ask. That is very helpful for both for you and for Treehouse. So Margot Kimball, founder of the Village Art Room in West Concord, Massachusetts. You can find Village Art Room on the internet at villageartroom.com. As the duck quacks to mark the end of 12 minutes. I love it when a plan comes together. Margot, thank you for joining us today at Treehouse.